Well, hello, Sam Owens, and we've got a product that we want to review with you. This is a special application tool. It is a SEEKONE heat gun. You say, what do you do with a heat gun? Well, you can bend PVC pipe or any kind of tubing, plastic, soft materials. The heat is enough to bend them. We have two temperatures here. Let me first tell you about it. Here is the gun itself, and I've already had it open. I had to use it to be able to tell you about it, because I wouldn't just sit here and try to experiment without knowing what it's going to do. And what it is 1800 watts, but it delivers it in two levels, 752 degrees Fahrenheit or 1112 degrees Fahrenheit. So you have two settings here. That there is a heat chamber in here, and this end right here is metal. It gets extremely hot, so you are can possibly get a burn if this comes in contact with your skin. So you want to be extremely careful when you do this. You also want to be careful when you lay it down. Now, they kind of suggest laying it down like this. You know, that's the best way with this up, and also it dissipates the heat. One other thing they say, if you go to the second setting, which is the highest, 1112, before you shut it off, you should go back to the lower setting of 752 degrees for about 15 seconds before you turn it off, because there is a tremendous amount of heat in here that you want to dissipate before you turn it off. Is cool off the iron. Believe it or not, it's cooling the heat gun off. Now, one other thing you get is connection ends, and this right here is for removing paint, dried paint. You can use this gun to attach this to the end. Oh, I'm sorry. What it is it's a real tight tension, and there's an opening right there. I didn't realize it, but you have to really push it on, and then what you can do is twist this to the way you want, and you go along. I don't have any paint application. What I'm going to do is bend some tubing, PVC pipe, to demonstrate the tool. So this would be something, if you have paint to remove, this can do it. This will heat it up, and you should read the instructions completely, and it will guide you better than I can sit here and tell you about stuff that I haven't tried. I have not done this, but I have done the pipe bending, and that's the application we're going to share with you. So, paint removal. Let me open this up, because I cannot remember all of this. And plus, over to the right, upper right, I'm going to put information that I'm talking about and other things that I don't talk about, so that you get the full information best as I can give you. Okay, the next one is this one right here, and this is Glass Protect Ion Nozzle, welding, plastic, soldering, and shrink wrapping. So I'm going to do a shrink wrapping, which is two wires when you solder them, and you slide some shrink wrap over. This will be an excellent tool to use. On the low setting, all you would need is the 752 setting, and we'll do that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to later put this on. But we have one other tool right here, frozen pipes. That is a big thing with homeowners, RVers, and what have you. If you run into frozen pipes, you don't get any water. Well, this will be a quick way of solving that problem. What you do is put this on like that, and then you get up close to, say my finger is the pipe, and then when you fire this up, it will hit this and get underneath and all around the pipe to get the best heating. So this is thawing out frozen pipes. So that's a good little tool. And right here is a 3-layer process nozzle, welding, plastic, solder, and shrink wrapping. You see it's just a little bit different than this one, but it kind of focuses in a stair step to deliver more hot air to the area than this. Okay, so each one has its own application, and I think trying it when you have something you want to try that you need heat, these are your application. And then you have just this end right here without anything, that is one application just to deliver heat. Okay, I'm going to give you a demonstration of bending this Plex tubing. It's a plastic tubing, but we're going to make like a 45-degree bend and see what happens. I did 3/4 PVC, and you see it's not the prettiest thing in the world. And here I used hose clamps. I was just practicing. So you can, I'm demonstrating, you can use the heat gun to make these bends, and I use the highest heat, and it will turn it to rubber, and you can just do everything with it. But I put hose clamps along here, and it collapsed in there. This, I just kind of used vice grips to kind of form it, and I was able to bend it and form it like that. So let's see what this does with just bending. All right, I'm going to go all the way up. This is Plex tubing that they use in RVs, and also whenever they run your water pipes in your house over the ceiling, they use this because it's very flexible. And we're going to see if I can put a nice bend in it without collapsing. I don't want it to collapse. Starting to bend good. And I'm going to go out here a little bit. This is a trial and error thing, so you have to kind of work with it. And see, it wants to collapse right in there if you're not careful. Okay, so what I can do is turn this off, put it up, and then with my pliers, I can kind of hold that. If I have them the right, it's still soft, and I can kind of hold it. This is what I found worked pretty good before. It's still real soft, and I'll just make about a 45 right there and hold it while it's cooling. I could do a 90, but I'd have to take my time and bend it slowly. And this keeps that from collapsing inside by holding this and getting the heat off, letting it cool. Now this is where you could use a fan to cool this down. I don't know if you can see there. Let me see if I can let you see it in there. See, I'm trying to keep it from collapsing in there. And it's still soft, and I can keep this from collapsing. It's really still hot by squeezing on this and holding her. If I had a fan, it would cool it off faster, or something to cool it down, maybe a cold rag or something or other. I don't have that. This is the first time I've been doing that, But what I'm demonstrating is the heat gun can give you those special bends that you need for your plumbing projects or anything else. You can actually use this also to remove these GoPro adhesive stick-on mounts. A lot of them have mounts that go on here, and the heat will loosen the glue. You can remove tile, all kinds of stuff. Glues will dissolve or melt and then allow you to lift things up. But this is one application that looks like it's going to work. And there's a nice little bend, and it did not collapse that bad. And so a nice little 45 for whatever I needed. Maybe I didn't have a 45 and I made it out of the pipe. Or I needed to go around something. Just to keep it short, here is another use is shrink wrap. I took 2 pieces, soldered them right here, and put the heat shrink tubing, which is like this, and you just slide it over a piece of it, and just like that, and then you heat it up, and that's about all it is, and it works really well.